Night Sports Blitz, brought to you by Southern Quality Ford.
Welcome back. In this week's Coach's Corner, we hear from Grambling legend Bertram Lovell, who earned a spot in the 1968 and 1972 Olympic teams for Trinidad and Tobago.
After competing in the games, he found himself as a Grambling student athlete, running the 100-meter and 200-meter dash for the Tigers from 1974 to 1977. Now he serves as the head coach for men's and women's cross country and track and field. I sat down with the legend himself over Zoom earlier today, and let's just say his journey to the G-Men West, it's incredible.
Being an international student that ended up at Grambling, how does that help you as a recruiting coach now when you're trying to convince people that Grambling's the best fit and use your experiences as an example for that?
I like to let them know that I came all the way from overseas and accomplished certain things in life. And with you being here or coming as an international student, you can do the same because someone looked out for me while I was at Grambling. There's life after athletics. You cannot run all the days of your life. You cannot play sports all the days of your life. You got to have something to fall back on.
Now, you've won Coach of the Year 30 plus times. 36 total SWAC championships?
Yes, it is.
Wow. So obviously you're doing something right. What's your message to your team that keeps them winning year after year? Because it's such a mental sport as well, and I think people don't really realize that.
I always tell them, I think track and field along with swimming are the two hardest sport there is out there, because even though they call it a team, there's not really a team. It's really a lot of individuals that go out and do certain things. And the thing about it, they've got to buy into your philosophy. They got to buy into what you want to do, what you're trying to accomplish. That's how you become champions.
You had all these offers. You're coming out of the Olympics. You've decided you're going to go pursue running and use a scholarship to get your education too. So why Grambling? How did you end up at Grambling out of all these offers?
While at the Olympics, I was close with guys like John Carlos and Tommy Smith and Jared Tinker and Larry Black, but I really wanted to go to San Jose State with John Carlos and Tommy Smith. And John Carlos told me if I went there, that I would never graduate. And I asked why. He said, "You're going to be used up." He asked me, "Do you have money to finish paying to go to school after your eligibility is up?" And I said, "No." And then that's when he turned and asked me, what black universities at that time, that were colleges, what black colleges offered you a scholarship? And the first name I called was Grambling, and he told me, go to Grambling.
So after you ran in the Olympics, then you decided you were going to go get an education, correct? Is that the timeline?
I decided I was crazy about this young lady, and I was through running and wanted to marry the young lady. But she said no. I just thought I had accomplished what I told my grandfather I wanted to accomplish, because, you know, he was the one that really was important to me. He started me off running. My grandfather, I always tell them, when I became kind of good with track and field, we always used to go to the different Caribbean islands and run during the year at different meets. And this particular meet, when I became good enough that I was invited to go to this track meet in Grenada, and what they did, the others, they sent me 2 free plane tickets. And I decided I was going to take my grandfather with me because he had never seen me run. And that afternoon, and he was sitting there with his hand propped by the side of his chin, you know, just the same way I left him, cold as ever. And I took a kneel next to him, and I made a promise to him that I was going to be the best in the country. I was going to go to the Olympic Games, and I was going to do this and different things. And I lived up to that promise.
Coach Lovell was inducted into the Grambling Legends Hall of Fame in 2007. Wes, we could have a whole show with Coach Lovell telling his incredible stories of his experiences at the Olympics, and this is something I found interesting. He said he actually doesn't keep a lot of momentums from his running days because he doesn't want to be tempted to live in the past or to live through the student athletes that he coaches. So kind of something new. I hadn't heard that perspective from a coach yet.
We'll be sure to keep you guys updated as soon as the SWAC releases the track and field schedule for this spring. According to Coach Lovell, it sounds like the conference is planning to start the indoor track season in late December or early January.